another view of how this has all gone for the president as he delivered his response to the MPs. We'll go back down to Cape Town in a couple of minutes, but standing by very kindly for us this afternoon and is listening to Aviwe Mtila. Hopefully, Dr. Mazwe Majola, leadership expert, was able to hear him. Dr. Majola, hello, good afternoon. You and I haven't spoken for a long time. Dr. Majola, I'm not sure if you were able to hear any of the MPs along with Aviwe, but I want to pick up on what Aaron Motsoaledi said, the Home Affairs Minister. Let's start here. And Aviwe asking Aaron Motsoaledi, did the President explain properly what this Minister of Electricity is going to do? And Aaron Motsoaledi saying he explained clearly. Do you agree? Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Gareth, and to viewers of ENC. Thank you very much. I think the president today was more cool, calm and collected. He was more self-assured and confident. Last week on Thursday, he was a little bit off-balanced. I don't know whether maybe he was distracted by the disruption of the EFF. So today, I think, and I do agree with those who say he tried his best to elucidate and demystify this new ministry as to what he will be doing. Of course, yes, he cannot say everything. This is just a speech. Hopefully, again, when he announces the cabinet reshuffle, he will also buttress and accentuate the responsibilities of that new ministry, what he will be doing. Or what she will be doing.
He or she, but right now it's a bit of a mystery. It's a bit of a lucky packet when it comes to ministers. I'm actually glad you went there. You led me very nicely. No clarity on a cabinet reshuffle. What is the president waiting for, do you think? Is it going to be budget? He won't do it before because he's going to upset the economy. Maybe afterwards?
No, I mean, let's just say this before I come to that question, Gareth. Today, and I'm happy that the president did mention this or noted this, today on the 16th of February marks his 5-year term, actually, because the journey began on the 16th February 2018. When he made that wonderful speech that moved everyone in the National Assembly. He got the standing ovation, including opposition parties there. They stood up, everyone, DA, EFF, everyone in that gallery stood up, gave him the standing ovation after the Tumamina, what you call campaign. So today, looking back at really what has happened since then, you can see that he spoke about hope, he spoke about resilience last week, but it seems like 5 years down the line, the country is in despair, the nation is hopeless, and there's so much despondency and disappointment. And unfortunately, when it comes to that, the president must make sure that you really correct that, And as to why he delayed the cabinet reshuffle, I think he knows himself, and some of us, we thought it would have been better that by now the cabinet would have been announced, but probably he's got a very good reasons why he did that. But again, it's a matter of, this despair and this anxiety, because even there, those ministers, some of them, and I heard when he thanked them, and as he thanked everyone, the ministers, of course, there will be those ministers who won't be coming back as ministers. So there is that anxiety that who will be minister of what, even for this, the new ministry of electricity, who will be moved from the certain ministry to another ministry. All those things we don't know. And for him to wait even after the budget speech, I think is this sense of lack of lack of agency and decisiveness and taking the nation into confidence.
Oh, it certainly seems, Doctor, that it's one of the worst kept secrets in South African politics, that of David Mabuza. Of course, the president saying, as I conclude, I wish to extend my appreciation to Deputy President David Mabuza, saying that he expressed his wish to step down, a decision that he is considering. So it looks like the now Deputy President might have some time on his hands. Could he be the minister, do you think? What do you make of his legacy?
I think that was a befitting, befitting statement the president made about the deputy president. That was very good, and actually, it's so true. David Mabuza has been a very loyal and a faithful servant since 2017, and I think as a leader, for him, it could be very painful to lose someone that we've been working, a trustworthy, someone that is faithful, that probably won't have to look at your backs all the time. So unfortunately, he's forced to do that. There are certain things that there's nothing you can do because David Mabuza, not only that he opted to resign, but it's because we know that he was not considered at the ANC conference. So definitely there is a new deputy president who will be announced, and we hope that they will have a very good working relationship with the president, because they need each other, and no one should feel that they don't get any support from one another.
And I don't think, without a doubt, the president would suggest the now outgoing, it seems, deputy president was nothing but supportive. Was David Mabuza a very good deputy president for the country? There will be critics who suggest you barely saw him. He didn't really have much to say. In fact, most of the time, some of the time, critics will suggest he spent a lot of time over in Russia. Was he a good deputy president for South Africa? I'm sure he was a good confidant for the president. He didn't seem to ruffle feathers too much. But was he a good deputy president for the country?
Not for the country, definitely. As I've said, that for the president, yes, he was a good confidant, as you're saying, spot on there. But for the country, was a very silent deputy president. And actually, as the president was mentioning the areas that he was responsible for, or roles that he was involved in, you can really remember what exactly he did in those areas. So for the last 5 years, I think David Mabuza wasn't really there for the country. And I don't think really there's any legacy that he has left for the country, maybe. And it was good for him to leave even now, because sometimes leaders, they want to stay longer, but it's sometimes good just to leave while people, whether they loved him or didn't, but at least, well, what is still okay before people starting to call your name and say, please leave, we don't want you anymore. So it was a very good strategy for him, or the timing was good for him just to leave and not causing any drama. I think that is that, he was that deputy president who didn't wait until he is pushed away, but himself, he said, please, you can release me now, I'm ready. And that was very good of him.
Just very briefly, Doctor, as I say goodbye to you, I just want to wrap this up and just get your thoughts. So as far as addressing the country, wrapping up 2 days of debate and reflecting on what the president said last week as the reply for SONA, would you say this was a good reply, a bad reply, or could the president have done better?
I think that was a good reply. He did very well. And actually, as he was mentioning some of the things, something in me was saying maybe the presidency is not promoting or marketing these gains enough. You know, it's very, very important to celebrate certain things, because now we tend to focus on negativity or negative things and lose sight on positive things. So maybe the president must start now really promoting and marketing and celebrating these small gains so that people will know. Because some of these things are behind the scenes, especially the stabilization of the institutions, you know, and other things, you know, they are not there in the public. So it's very important that there in the presidency that is done. But I think today the president was very relaxed. He was cracking jokes. He was making so many cheers, something that he didn't do last week Thursday.
Yeah, it was quite a different tone last week Thursday. I wonder if something to do with red overalls and storming the stage had something to do with that. Dr. Majola, thank you very much indeed. It's always wonderful when you take time to join us. Was listening to the reply from the president, of course, and what some of the MPs, ANC MPs, to be fair, the majority of those that Aviwe Mtila spoke to, but we did hear from Siviwe Gwarube, DA MP, and also Willie Madisha from COPE, our reporter. Aviwe Mtila still down outside the National Assembly as he gets more MPs and more voices to talk to. We'll bring that to you here on Today on ENC. It was